Hi there, Taurus. Welcome. We're here for you. This is your 2022 Love Only Predictions reading. Whoa, we're exposed. Like, we're ready. We're excited. All right, let's do it. Let's do it indeed, Taurus. What are we looking at for this particular year, 2022? Some of you here, I feel like just in general, I'm just getting that, I'm feeling some pressure on the sacral chakra. You're making friends with a lot of different people here. I'm seeing that. You'll be very busy here during this year is what I'm getting. So that's good. Yeah, it's quite exciting. But let me put these cards to the side. We just finished Aquarius and you came through strongly in the reading, very strongly in their reading. So let's see here though. Some of you will be traveling. For some of you, I'm hearing to Asia, Japan. Side note, I'm picking up the months of March and November from the Aquarius reading. So that could be a few focus months. I feel this is for some of you something that you know you wanted to do, but you're just not sure about the timing, possibly. You were like still working with the timing of it all sort of vibe. Sort of, yeah. So let's clear it. What do we work? Oh yeah, no. Put a few more cards here, we'll clean up, and then we're gonna pull a full spread. We've done Pisces, Aries so far. We have done... what other signs we've done? Again, Aquarius, and I think that's actually about it. We ended at those signs. I think we'll probably do Sagittarius next. So, all right, Taurus. What is something to note here, definitely, is that Venus, your ruler, is in post-shadow retrograde during this period, okay, of the first few months of the year 2022. So what we're looking at more or less with that is a focus on the past, of course, and clearing certain cycles out so that you can really move in a new direction here. Is that so loud? Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry about that. It's still loud. It's still loud. Let me grab this microphone. Actually, I think we're probably okay. Hopefully that is better. Okay, so yeah, so Venus being in post-shadow retrograde during the beginning of the year. I believe it actually was in retrograde officially in January. Let's clear the energy in the third eye. Some of you are moving. I hear that. Moving into a new direction, possibly when it does come to matters of love. That sound is still annoying. Sorry, guys. Hopefully it's not annoying for y'all, but I'm like hearing it. And, it could be a metaphor. Maybe there's something that you want to address. It's like, I just want to get down to this. So, all right, let's get down to it here, Taurus. What's what? We have space coming through in January, okay. Something may have been a little bit, uncomfortable. Whenever your ruler is retrograde, there's always this moment of like, what am I doing with my life? And we talk from time to time. We go into astrology on this channel. If you are new to this channel, welcome, first of all. And if you like astrology and you find it interesting, definitely subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so that you see the blue bell, and that'll let you know when we go live. And we sometimes talk like in real time about the transits, when certain transits are ongoing, and maybe even especially like when they're really intense. It depends when I feel guided to jump on. I am a channeler, so I'm working with the spirit team and spirit guides to bring the messages through. Pleiadian activation, okay, light body council members, okay, that is who I work with. So this is obviously a Pleiadian, right? Dispatch message. So let's get further here. We have pain that leads you out in December. What are we looking at? We have space and then we have pain. Okay, I'm going to be honest here, Taurus. I feel this year is something that you really are taking a very close look at. Okay, things that you really haven't been. Okay, that's like the easiest way, maybe a way we can say it. There's something here that you're saying, I have to release this concept of what I feel I'm holding on to that doesn't actually make me happy, that doesn't serve me. We have fear, we have ideation, we have space. Now let's clear the energy. Some of you, you're moving through a lot of conversations here. There may be a number of people here who you're interacting with, and you're getting a sense of who it is that you really feel empowers you, empowers your story. Now, for matters of love, specifically for this particular reading, I would watch your Venus sign. I would also watch, though, the house that your Venus is in. So if your Venus is in the house of Leo, the 5th house, then watch Leo. If your house is in the 1st house, that's a house of Aries, you want to watch Aries. This is in addition to your actual Venus sign. So let's say that your Venus is in Taurus, and let's say that your Venus in Taurus is in your 3rd house of Gemini. Then that would mean that you would most likely find insights when you're watching Gemini and when you're watching Taurus readings when it comes for love. So I would also watch the sign that is ruling your 7th house. Just a little tip there. Let's get into it further. Let's clear the energy and ground. Now, what are we looking at here further? We have happiness coming through in May. We have intuition coming through in reverse in June. There's something you have to absolutely clear and you have to address, because as I'm seeing it, for some of you, I'm going to be honest, I feel like you've been isolating maybe yourself a bit when it comes to matters of the heart space. Maybe there's a reason for this, of course, right? It's like something where you're just like, that experience was like not fun. It was challenging. You're kind of, there's a little bit of this, even I see a paranoia energy here with the space coming through in January, like something that was just pressure, like it didn't feel right. And then you have fear coming in, mirroring that space in March. So what I'm kind of getting, Taurus, is there's something you're creating room for, but by way of being very, very brave with what it is that was breaking you down in a way. Interesting. It's like, well, I'm going to turn and I'm going to say, I'm going to face my shadow. I'm not going to be fearful. I'm hearing that, interestingly. And we get to that point of overcoming fear once we do address it. So there's something that you're like kind of, let's backtrack around, you're realizing like is not really going to hold a space of love. So why am I holding on to it? Very interesting. Some of you are maybe acknowledging what it is that was, at play, but not really hitting on your values, okay? Your experiences that you'd like to have. In other words, some of you felt maybe even a little trapped in a certain situation, maybe even just in terms of perspective. Maybe this is a person that you're with, maybe this is just influences in general, this is like society in general, maybe even it's like something that just wasn't really making you feel good. We have ideation in between space and fear. It's like, this is something kind of constructed. It's not a realistic storyline. And so it's not a realistic realization even. I'm hearing that. You're starting to question, why you're thinking certain things in certain ways. Why, though, certain ideas are favorable to you when they're not making you happy. And also, you're thinking about, where that originates from, which is really important to do the clearing and the shadow work. Now, for some of you, let's backtrack clear around. I feel that you are really getting ready to release something here. With ideation coming through in February, I feel like that's the absolute height of like, okay, this doesn't resonate with me. Okay, it's just an idea. It's not an actual experience that I'm living happily in. Ooh, okay. Sadness comes through as well here. I'm feeling that in April, upright with balance in reverse. I'm going to be honest here. As a channeler, I can't change the energy. I'm feeling the energy and I'm translating it. I'm relaying it to you. So I'm getting that we're being honest here, right? And definitely, this channel, I am very Plutonian, okay, in terms of archetype. So I personally, I do not want to put any dirt under the carpet and say we're all good. It's all clean. No, we have to really look at what is going on here, and I have to be honest, I feel there's something that will have to get so clear to you where you're like, I'm not feeling satisfied with this, to make a change with it. And truly that has to, you are going to be brave here. You step into happiness in May, okay, with that card happiness coming through in May, and then we have anxiety coming through on intuition reverse in June. So I feel there are tests here, okay? It's really going to be like, are you ready? Okay, let's take a step back. Okay, well, how much farther can you go? Okay, let's go. There's a testing energy. Now, of course, this is if you're resonating with this message. If it's like, oh, I'm not feeling it all, we'll move on. This is probably not maybe even the channel, possibly. And it's possibly not, the message. So, yeah, and definitely watch other signs, or let's backtrack around, maybe even meditate before you get back, if you want to get back into the reading. But this is a very particular message. And so this is for those who really ready to do the soul growth work, where you're saying, I create the situation that I'm living in. I'm not a victim. I am never going to be a victim. And I create my reality, and I realize that this is the one that I'm living in, and I acknowledge that I'm not feeling satisfied in it. So I'm not going to be a victim, and I'm not going to blame this on somebody else, and I'm not going to look at the situation as like, why didn't they, love me the way I needed to love myself? That's not the conversation we're having, right? We're having the conversation of, why am I living in this storyline still? Even in my mind's eye, where I say, I acknowledge that this is even an idea, okay, that I can live with, as something that would be appreciated and applicable. I'm hearing applicable to my love, my love story. We have passion coming through with disruption in September. Let's clear. Taurus, you had a very intense 2022 reading. We have done a 2022 yearly, not just matters of love, but all areas of life. You can check that video out. I'll try to put the link somewhere up here, or even in the bio description box below. There's something, you know, very intense here, Taurus, that you're wanting to get clear with. It's like, I have to just kind of say it the way it is to myself. A magic coming through with abundance in November. So I feel that you really thought something out here, okay, in November. I'm hearing, I thought that was what I wanted. That's not the party I want to be hanging out at. Those are not the people I'm really resonating with. That's not really where I feel I'm going to be hitting the heights and being my best, okay, being my best self. And some of you, you're going to even do some clearing and purging there. Definitely. That's clear. You're definitely going to be doing some kind of, you know, even I'm hearing working with the self-talk, confidence. Yeah, you're working to build confidence. Now, interesting. Let's get further. Whoa, we have wealth coming through. So now I'm seeing this as something, you know, for those of you who have been really focused on your career, let's say, and it's been at the detriment of your love life, okay, where you've been channeling your energies, where you are really sort of, you know, even empathic and receptive, you know, the relationships that you held, if they have been mostly related to some kind of give and take experience where, okay, it can be matters again of career, actually, you know, where you're like, I just want to be successful. I just want to, you know, make a lot of money, like blah, 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 whatever that mentality is. If that has been, and that has been, you know, at the sacrifice of your interpersonal relationships with others that are vulnerable, and if you've had an extremely demanding job, I'm seeing that you may really see something very clearly here, like, okay, I realize that I'm kind of doing this to myself. I'm literally giving my time and my energy to a part of my life, and I'm deciding how much energy to give to that thing, that person, that project, that storyline, and I am choosing consciously by way of that to not invest in my own story, my own self. So, you know, you're coming to this point where you're saying, like, I don't have to do that. Let's clear it. And it is a matter of what I end up feeling. Do I feel satisfied? I feel some of you are very successful, actually. I feel some of you, maybe, you know what, you're saying, like, I technically have, like, things that I'm creating in my life. However, there is something more to the story that I want to experience, and that's love. This is for some of you. So maybe this is, like, you realizing, hey, this is the sort of the so-called feedback of the last few years. It's like, well, I've created, you know, this isolated space even for myself purposely. I'm hearing that here. And again, for whatever that means, like maybe you wanted to take time out. Now, that's space and fear sandwiching ideation. January, February, March. Now, let's see what else here. We have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective in 15. In 15, we have here the number 15. There can here definitely be, and that's coming through in February, March. I feel like for some of you Taurus, like, there's a heart chakra question here, okay? It's about being vulnerable, definitely. And maybe you had an experience that was very challenging, okay? And then you're getting to the point where you're like, honestly, like, okay, I realize that I cannot expect people to also, like, fall in love with me if I'm not even, like, really wanting them to. And the question is, why am I not wanting them to fall in love with me? I'm hearing that. Oh, very interesting. Okay, I got a little bit of, like, an ogre-ish energy here, like a little bit of lonely ogre Shrek. Okay, be authentic coming through in October. And, hey, this is not bad. This is not meant to be like Taurus. Like, why are you a lonely ogre? Like in January, February, March, and maybe even since 2015. This is what I'm here for some of you. It's to say that we all go through those experiences, but it's up to us to also recognize that and get us out of those experiences. Unless you want to have that experience, be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel coming through in October. I feel like, you know, what really is very interesting. There's this, I'm hearing opal. Maybe that's a stone you want to look into, Taurus. We have love popping out right there. I'm here. I want this. I want this badly enough. I see you saying, fuck everything else that is interrupting my conversation with myself when I'm saying that to myself, that this is what I love. This is what I want to experience. And for some of you, I'm hearing, I don't care how much I'm earning if that means me having love. Ooh. So some of you, maybe you've been a workaholic. Oh, we have to be quite honest here. I mean, Taurus. Yeah. Well, yeah. But there's something other than that, of course, right? I mean, yeah, we have trust here in reverse. Like, there was maybe an experience, like you must have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, or you have a lot of water in your chart in addition to Taurus, because it's usually not just like, oh, I just happen to be like a workaholic. Like, yeah, like that's actually my birth sign. I'm not a Taurus, I'm a workaholic. Yeah, born into the month of workaholic. No, like there's something that instigates that, right? And so maybe there's an experience that, you know, in childhood even, where you're like, you know what, I don't want to like focus on love, I just want to focus on like what I create with myself. Let's clear it in the throat chakra, not being vulnerable, not being willing to depend on others and see if they're trustworthy, right? We have to see if they're trustworthy. I feel like there's just a little bit of this energy of like, I'm assuming nobody is trustworthy, and I'm just focusing on myself. I don't think that's conscious, I think it's subconscious, if you were to ask me. But anyhow, determination coming through upon fear in March. So for some of you, yeah, it's like you realize like, okay, I can do this, I can be the greatest, I can be the latest, I can be the most powerful, but then I realize realize I am sad. This is for some of you. I have to be so honest. It's like, I realize that I don't have enough going on, okay, in this conversation when it comes to my heart space. Now, I'm not saying get into karmic situations. I'm not saying don't listen to your intuition. I'm saying that, you know, it's a matter of the flow energy. You accept love into your life when you're ready for it, truly. So if you're not experiencing what you really feel to be is like that love story, that experience where you're just like in, you know, you're absolutely in love. I'm seeing someone walking by here in purple. It's because you're closing the heart chakra off purposefully, right? And there is a reason, again, for that. Let's go really quickly into April. Spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. You know, there is maybe even someone here who you realize, like, you really do love, okay? You are very much, like, in love with this person. And I feel like, oh my God, I want to cry right here. Like, you really have a lot of love for whoever this is. We have here, like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. Wow, Taurus. You know, it's like, what? Yeah, and it's like, I'm closing myself off to that person. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. The number 17. I feel there's a lot of focus here on the heart chakra healing. And then we have treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. The number 10. So some of you, I'm also going to say that, like, maybe you were like really attracted, or you had this idea in your mind of like who you really wanted to be with. It was more like kind of like financially focused though. And you realize this is like superficial. We have Mars coming through root chakra in April. Maybe you're like, yeah, I want to like meet someone who's like, you know, this and that, and you know, they've got like their Game Boy, I don't know, on fleek, I don't know, rose quartz, like maybe you were like, I don't know, we have, let's clear sacral chakra, rose, I'm hearing rose very strongly here, well, rose quartz, but I'm hearing rose, so you just take it as you will. Some of you, it's like, you know, there's this sad, let's clear it in the sacral chakra. This could even be a family member, even a parent. Yeah, some of you really, like, you want to heal a connection here. This could even be, yeah, a parent. Let's clear it. We have here Aventurine coming through. There's a heart chakra. And then we have Citrine in reverse, the solar plexus. So, you know, there's a moment maybe of pride. It's like, I'm sorry I said that to you. Like, that's not what I felt. That's not what I meant. I feel like someone is realizing that they don't want to live like this. Like, I see someone living truly as like a lonely ogre. I'm telling you, a lonely ass ogre in like a huge like mansion. It's like they're coming out of like the cellars of wine sort of vibe. It's like, you know, to meet again with someone, it's like, hey, March coming through in April. Could be with a Pisces, or December as well, Capricorn. There's something you want to just like kind of like give your blessing to. Even it's like, hey, I don't want to give like the vibe that I'm not, okay, interested, okay, in seeing, you know, the story through. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So you realize, like, I don't want to hold grudges. Like, I don't want to also like dismiss this person. Some of you maybe were very even mean to someone. I'm hearing that Taurus. I have to be honest here. Maybe you feel you were being mean, or it's vice versa. Barrel, again, flip it. Like, whatever you feel is resonating with you. If you know, you know, and you apply it. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. So given what we just said, I feel like it's not really necessarily finances. I feel like if anything, you know, there's always going to be a balancing point, right? So it's never that something will not exist. It's just that energy will be funneled in another way. So your love, the energy that you are wanting to express in terms of love, the heart chakra energy, where you're connecting to people in a vulnerable level, that is going towards something else. It is always going to be channeled regardless. Okay, but it will be sort of subversive. Let's clear the energy and ground. It's going to be channeled indirectly though, and that's where we then have consequences which we're not, you know, we don't enjoy what we're looking at in our life at that point, in that area of life. So when you're feeling isolated and you're cold and you're sad, it's like, why is this happening? It's because you're putting so much into another area of life that is not really in balance and harmony with the other desires that you maybe have, you know, to manifest with. So there's something here that you're saying, you know, I don't want to sabotage this. Let's clear it. You're seeing it very clearly, Taurus. And I feel like there is a moment of honesty here that you do have with someone. Courage. Some of you, I feel really, maybe even really truly do want to come out, or somebody wants to come forward and just be very brave and say, it's not that I don't see you like that. We have courage coming through a journey, either physical or mental. Maybe even somebody would like to reunite here with someone. We have hand in need of help, assistance, and guidance. I feel this is a karmic shift. It's where you say, okay, I have to like also say it. I have to be the one to say it. I can't wait for them to step forward and be that person to me. I have to come out and acknowledge that I've created this situation to be in this way. Hand in need of help, assistance, and again, guidance. Funnel. It's funny, we said it twice. Maybe you're giving, you know, you're being vulnerable. I'm hearing that, Taurus, possibly for some. funnel, but it's what you're gonna do, right? I mean, this is your free will space. This is a tarot reading. We're just reflecting what it seems to be, okay, that you're experiencing, because energy precedes matter. So we're tapping into the energy field of what seems to be the energy flow, the movement. So you have the opportunity to make this. No, the tarot reader is not going to tell you what you're doing with your life, right? I mean, the decision you'll make karmically. Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Some of you did shut somebody out, and you realize that wasn't feeling good. Ant, work, achievement, success. Let's clear. You're getting like very, I don't want to say desperate for some kind of human contact. Even I'm hearing that. That's in April. Okay, it's like you're realizing almost as a tipping point. Like, I don't want more success. I do want success, but in all areas of my life, not just work, not just my accolades, not just, and I see it flips, and I see someone who's like a CEO of a huge company even, it's like, they're just like, I need love. Where's love? And not the one that money buys. I need like real love. I'm hearing that. Real love. Let's clear it. Listen with your heart. You are listening, but need to hear with a loving heart. So this is where you come back to you, Taurus. This is where you come back home to you in your heart, and you say, I have to feel it. I have to feel that emotional love to really reciprocate it around me, right? With another person. Otherwise, it's like people will read that in your aura, right? They'll be like, oh, they're not ready. They're not receptive to love. I feel like some of you want someone to break you down and like break down your walls and like, almost attack your heart. It's like with what you need to sort of be receptive with them, on the basis of it's something, very interesting. But anyways, let's clear it. It's very ironic, maybe even. If some of you, I feel, sometimes it's the people who say, I don't need love, I don't want love, it's like they need it the most. I'm hearing that, so take it as you will. Let's get a little further here. Some of you will go on a vacation with someone, possibly two men ties, two come full circle. I feel like that will be a very healing journey if you do take that conversation to the next level. Let's get a few charms here. We have E, Y, and W. Way. It's also ew, it's we. Yeah, it's you as well, Y-E-W. We also have N, S, and F. For some of you, this is like someone who you knew. I'm here first. She was my first. So someone is like really in love with someone, I feel. They're very sad that they treated them like they didn't really matter. I mean, yeah. I'm hearing I can't commit. It's like that moment when they were really maybe even, again, I'm hearing like rude to someone. It's like, no, I really like feel a different way than I express myself. I see even like someone who's kind of living for the tabloids. It's like they're pushing someone to the side. Like for some of you, they're in a position of power, so-called. I'm even seeing like a CEO of a company like dismissing someone. I don't know, I keep seeing this like vibe. It's like I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to push them away that far. We have S-U-N, sun. We have fans. Maybe you're a famous Taurus. It's like you're literally, we have CIA as well. Yeah, whatever is going on for whoever. It's like we have fancy. It's like you realize like this is not life. Like this is not my life. Oh my gosh, let's clear it. We have EU. We also have UE. We have two A's, AUE. Let's clear. It's like you realize like you could do a lot more even, and you just didn't, and it's a moment when you realize I'm holding my heart away. Okay, you realize I'm holding my heart away. Few. Someone was being very closed. Some of you realize like I'm not here for the fans. It's like maybe you're even like, it could be in a sense of you're literally holding someone back. I'm seeing yes here as well. We have yes. You're holding someone back. Okay. We have NS, SN. Yeah, some of you are famous online. You got like a huge following. And you realize like I'm not living for my fans. I want to be with maybe my family. Okay, but for some of you, you're openly like saying, oh, I can't be in a relationship because like my job is like this or that and blah blah. Like, but that's like a thought. It's not a reality. So, and then the longer that you live through the thought space, okay, and yes, and you block, no, yeah, and then that is going to be, then you're going to realize it over time, like, I can't live like that. Okay, right? And we have AI coming through. It's like, yeah, I can't live with these, like, AI bots. Okay, I'm hearing that. Something about, yeah, let's clear it to the left side of the body. Some of you, this is a place you're living at. Let's clear the energy. I'm feeling something in the left nostril there. I'm not sure what that's alluding to for everybody. You're going to clear it to ground. Love and light. Let's clear it to the left side of the body all the way through. Now, for some of you, let's pull really quickly here into December. Rejection, okay. And then we have here reflection in reverse in November. So I see you moving into something big in November. I'd like to pull into, no, I said November, into 2023. I'd like to pull into 2023. Let's take a look here at what is coming up when it comes to the next, okay, year here, Taurus. And because I feel like, yeah, there's something that, it's step by step, you know, and so maybe some of you realize, like, this is work. It takes work. Some of you may want to go to, I'm hearing a rehabilitation center even. I don't know. That's different for everyone. Maybe, for example, this is emotionally. Maybe you want to do Reiki. You want to, you know, start studying, like, you know, how to work with your higher self as well. I'm hearing that more deeply. Okay. Okay. I'm here, ashram. It could be that you want to go on a retreat. I'm hearing Leo here very strongly. Some of you are you're an actor. I'm seeing 2606 on the clock there. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of that moment when you're like, all right, yeah, this is not. Some of you, you know, you have healing maybe to do when it comes to family members / matters. And this is going to take time. Some of you, this is something related to possibly generational karma. And so it's interesting. This is taking a while though. Okay, there we go. Fear in reverse. Okay. I think you will absolve what you were experiencing in March, in July 2023. You have anger coming through in August. Just have an outlet here, you know, for these energies. We have happiness. I see you going like kind of up and down a little bit. It's like I'm left and then I'm right, and then, you know, okay, sadness here. I see there's a moment in October. You're moving through your emotions here. Okay, we have very strong, obviously, Scorpio energies in October. Now, we have the North Node in your sign, Taurus. So this is going to be quite a trip. With the North Node in your sign, it's not always just like, yay, you know, butterflies and fluffy dogs and unicorns, rainbows. This is about, you know, challenging the karmic, the South Node energies, and saying, I create again. So this is a big few years for you, Taurus. And I feel like the season of Scorpio might be a moment where you say, I will surrender, and I will give, right then, surrender in the theme, I will give myself to you know, to the challenges as well, not just the happy moments. And I feel this is a moment where you say, I am going to be more vulnerable with how I create love in my life. I'm going to be more vulnerable and open to how it is that I love myself through that storyline. It's not like, okay, you know, conditionally, I'm going to love this person. Okay, I'm going to love myself if this person can love me back. Like, I'll only open to love if somebody else can join me at that place. No, like, this is a matter of saying, I will love myself no matter what, because I am that frequency and I am that vibration, and then I will create with someone like myself who is at that same point in time, at that same point of consciousness, and we will create something in that space together, and not necessarily validate each other in that space. Okay, to say, yeah, you know, yeah, so let's clear. And it's not something that will work or not work. It's not like, I'm afraid love won't work. Love doesn't work. It's a flow state. It's a vibration. So it's like a matter of clearing the karmic energies and implications that sit around the story of, you know, why it is that you are seeing love as something that is work. Okay, it's interesting because we were talking about that in the last year, right? So disruption here is like literal, but then also metaphorical. So it's not that love works. Let's clear it. I feel some of you, like, maybe you're at this point, you're saying, you know, you really, it's like, well, love needs to be successful if it's going to be anything. It's like, you must have a lot of Taurus in your chart. I don't know. It's like, you know, yeah, it's like you're applying the metrics that you would apply to, like, your career to, yeah, it's like you want to be, like, the manager of this love story. It's like, no, okay? To be truly, like, having that experience of vulnerability, it's like you have to be, you know, kind of ready to experience it. Thank you guys for tuning in.